around. I have no friends, so it doesn't, you know.
Okay, everyone, welcome to the first ever year of Phoenix Fan Fusion. This is our inaugural year again. This is 2 years running. We appreciate you all coming out to the brand new Phoenix Fan Fusion Science panels. Anyway, I'll quit with that joke. So,
It was a good one. I
yeah.
support it.
The hashtag
Yes.
we have this year is @realtimesteam, okay? So whether you're having fun or you're just pretending to have fun to make all of your friends who aren't here jealous, go ahead and hashtag @realtimesteam when you do that so that we can see your smiling faces when we look at Twitter or Instagram. I believe we're on Instagram too. We also have another survey this year. We have decided to try to save some trees and also people from having to do so much data entry. So last year we had like about 800 surveys responded to, and 750 of them, 749 were on paper. And it was 2 sheets, and someone spent like hours inputting it. So we have a website for that. We also have a QR code that's going to be on the screen after. Go ahead and scan it with your phone. We'll take a new survey. It's a little shorter this year. And it's basically going to ask you questions like, do you like us and why? Or do you hate us and why? And then who are you? So we want to know who hates us and we want to know who likes us. And we want to know why. Please tell us. I think that's all I have for the survey stuff. So now we're going to be talking about the science of farts and other gross biology. And so for those of you who aren't necessarily fans of flatulence or crap, we're also going to be talking about some pus. Some infections, maybe. Yeah, so with that, I'll turn it over to our first panelist. Go ahead and introduce yourself. You can stand, you can sit. I'll give you the clicker.
Oh yeah, the clicker. Where's my pen?
Well, I'm right here, so I got it.
Yeah, you don't need to access.
The keyboard works.
Oh great, so I get to go through his slides and yes!
Weren't you just talking about that, but you don't have a clicker?
Yes!
Yeah,
No, we
we
do.
found
Thank
it.
you for following me. I feel like I'm going to take credit and just pretend you're here for me.
Hey, well, it made this so much better knowing that was in the room.
Well, my name is Mike Barton. I went to ASU for biology focused in anatomy. That's what I do now. I teach anatomy and physiology at Grand Canyon University. And I am going to be... Okay. I am going to... well, first, there's some lovely pictures that kind of sum me up. Goofy, human body. There we go. So, I'm going to talk about how our body makes some lovely aromas, like body odor and flatulence. We've got to have some farts in here, since it's the silent day. So, starting with body odor, basically we've got 2 types of sweat glands. So that's what we're going to look at first. I feel like I need to stand up. I can't sit down and talk.
I know it's weird. I can't sit and talk.
So we have 2 basic types of sweat glands in our body. The ones you see on the left there, the entire body is blue, and that's because almost all the body, with a few small exceptions, are covered in what are called eccrine sweat glands, which you can kind of see there at the bottom left. Those are on the fingerprints. They secrete a very watery sweat. It's mostly water. It's got a little bit of ions in it, sodium, chlorine, potassium, and a few other waste products. Lactate, which we get from energy metabolism, and urea from protein breakdown. So mostly just water, but it does have a little sodium chloride in it, so that's why it tastes a little salty when it drips in your mouth. Kind of sweaty. Those are everywhere. Those are for basically maintaining our body temperature. Right? You get hot, you start to sweat. Normally, I would make a hot joke because it's Phoenix in May and we live on the surface of the sun, but for some weird reason it's like 60 degrees outside. It is nice weather. Won't complain.
Good problem to have.
It kind of ruins your bit.
Well, and I hate hot coffee, but I had to get a hot coffee because I'm shivering in May in Phoenix. It's weird. But basically, it secretes a little water onto the surface of the skin, and that water then evaporates in the atmosphere and takes some heat with it. Right? Everybody's familiar with that kind of sweating. But the fun stuff is over on the right side. It's a little hard to see because of the light, but on that body you can see the armpits and kind of the groin area are highlighted there. And those are what are called apocrine sweat glands.
Hey, Brian, can you get the lights dimmed a little bit? It's not, it doesn't work.
Here's the front row.
Wow!
sweat and poop now.
No, that's perfect.
Those are called apocrine sweat glands, and they are concentrated primarily in the armpit, a few other very small areas, and then also around the groin, which, especially the armpits, those are where our snakes are. And they are associated with hair. And those are the places where hair develops during puberty. So that's why they don't really become active until puberty. So that's why kids don't really stink that much. But when
It's a different quality of stink.
We'll talk more about that later.
different type of stink.
His stink is very particular.
But so those secretions that come from the sweat in the armpits especially have more basically nutrients in it. They've got fatty acids and amino acids come out there. Basically, some little nutrients for all the little microorganisms that live on our body. There's tons of bacteria and other microorganisms all over the outside and inside of the body, which you're going to hear a whole lot about today. So here is a little graphic representation of a bunch of bacteria hanging out outside of a pore. This would be a representation of a slightly different gland, but basically it's the point across. A whole bunch of bacteria living on your skin, and when we sweat in our armpits, that sweat has a bunch of yummy food for the bacteria to eat. So they eat that bacteria and metabolize it, and they release some waste gas. And that waste gas includes various chemicals that give us our characteristic aromas. But that's why if you take a shower, get nice and clean, and then you work out really hard, or you go stand outside in a month when it maybe will get hot, and you get nice and sweaty, you don't really stink yet. But then if you just hang out for a few hours and let that sweat, stay there, then you'll start smelling a little ripe.
So it's really bacteria parts.
All right, so they just start smelling a little late, and that's because it takes time for the bacteria to ingest all that stuff that you're sweating out. Basically, a little Thanksgiving dinner for them in your armpits. And yeah, so I got a little derailed there. Sorry. So.
We worked together and made her about this forever.
Her office is right next to mine, so I'm just going to go next to us, you're banging on the wall, bugger. That's where our body odor comes from in armpits. Now, fun little side note, there is a little bit of research, I think about 10 years ago, is a paper that I remember, that correlates armpit secretion odor with earwax consistency. Which is really weird, but if you want to look it up, it's the ABCC11 gene. And basically, if you have more of a wet, sticky earwax, you're more likely to have stinkier pit aroma from the bacteria eating a slightly different composition of things that you're secreting in your sweat. Which I thought was kind of interesting, versus if you have a drier earwax, then less stinkiness, apparently. So, interesting thing there. So, yeah, so your body odor, at least from your pits, is bacteria farts. So, that's how you can remember that. And I'll just quickly go over. So, you're going to hear a lot more detail about gut bacteria from a few of the other panelists. They're going to go into much more interesting detail on those. But basically, we got a whole bunch of bacteria that live in our intestines, and they're processing stuff that we either can't process, very fibrous things. Think, cows eating grass, right? We can't process grass, but bacteria break it down. And also things that we just don't get around to processing just because it got through the system a little too quickly. And some of the byproducts from those bacteria eating all the stuff in our intestines is predominantly nitrogen, which just comes from air, as we're ingesting. But also methane and hydrogen, both of which are flammable. So there we get our lovely lighting farts on fire discussion. I thought I'd go with a cartoon versus an actual guy lighting a fart on fire, just to be more appropriate. But again, because of the different types of bacteria that you have in your gut, there can be a different composition of gases that are produced. So there might be more or less methane, which will change the flammability of the fart.
I also noticed in have other crap in there,
Yeah.
which is something you hope is never in a fart.
Yes, should not be in the fart, hopefully. But that other crap is actually, that's actually where the stinkiness of farts comes from. There are a number of different chemicals. Most of the ones that are going to be providing the lovely smell is from various sulfur compounds. One of the most prominent is hydrogen sulfide, basically the rotten egg smell. They put in natural gas that you can smell when gas is leaking out the pipe. And then there's a couple of others, and those combine to make the fart smell, which will get stronger if there is actually poop near the end, so it picks up some of that smell to come down too. So,
Also, egg farts.
Oh, egg farts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a special kind of fart.
and depending on what you eat and what bacteria you have, that changes the specific consistency of that gas, and that changes the smell a little bit. So, yeah, so there you go. Your body odor bacteria farts.
Nice.
So, of course, maybe you follow farts with poop. But anyway, that's obviously me. I'm a PhD in neuroscience, but I'm also an anatomy professor. So while I do some Alzheimer's research and I have a background in neurobiology of addiction and behavior, I can't help it. It's part of my job but to talk about poop because I have to teach it. So I thought, what more fun than to share poop stories with the general public? So, yes. So let's talk about what's in your poop real quick. So we talked about farts. We're going to talk more about farts, but your poop itself is actually 75% water, which is funny because what happens, you take food into your mouth, you chew it up, masticate, same thing. You masticate your food, swallow it. It's called deglutition. Gets to your stomach. It mixes with a whole lot of acids and more water and mucus, and it becomes a full-on liquid. And as it passes through your small intestine, that's where we suck out the majority of the nutrients until it gets to the large intestine. And you notice, unless you're sick, you don't poop liquids, you poop a semi-solid material. And that poop can tell you a lot of stuff. So as it's noted up here, what else is in our poop? Well, of course, there's fiber, so the indigestible fiber you hear about, get your fiber so you're not constipated. Other stuff our body can't digest, of course, there's some cholesterol. There's some bile that was excreted from the liver, and that helps with digestion. But you'll notice there's also 25% of that solid mass, 25% of that solid mass, it's not water, is bacteria. I already talked a lot about bacteria, but just want to point out, 25% of your poop, of the solid mass of your poop, is dead or living bacteria, mostly dead.
Wow.
Now, bacteria has a really important role in our body. Your poop can obviously come in different shades, depending upon your health. Healthy, if you are healthy, your poop is mostly brown because you excrete something called stercobilin. And stercobilin is part of hemoglobin. Who knows what hemoglobin is for?
Blood.
Blood, yeah, it's part of the binding, part of the protein that actually binds oxygen in your blood. When those blood cells get old and die, they get trapped in the spleen. They can hopefully get trapped in the spleen, or they get broken down, pass through the liver, a series of chemical reactions. That's actually what makes your poop brown, is the stercobilin. If you have jaundice, it's because your liver isn't working, and your eyes might show a little yellowy color, the whites of your eyes. This is again that same chemical in this case, though it's called urobilin because it's this yellowy color. So you can have other events. If you are bleeding high up in your intestines, your poop may be blackish. That can be a cold blood. Also, you might be having something in your diet. If you have a high iron diet, it might also turn your poop black. If your poop is red or red streaked, that normally indicates lower bleeding in the lower part of the colon and actually the large intestine, not the small intestine, if it's more of a reddish color. But again, there are certain foods and dyes that can cause that as well. Up here it's like, you may have cancer, but unfortunately this is like the WebMD of rappers. You could also just have had a certain food that had a lot of food coloring in it. light-colored poop, this can happen if you have, say, a bile duct blockage, meaning that stercobilin can't get into your food, so it's into your poop, so it's staying that lighter color. And something similar for yellowy poop, you might have a lot of fat in your poop. The fat in your diet's not being digested, so it's passing through and creating poop that's also more likely to float. It's that yellowy, fattish color. So, here, my friends, is the Bristol stool chart. It's a way of measuring whether or not, an official way of measuring you're constipated versus having diarrhea versus having normal poop. And if you're, I hope you're not shaking your head in disgust, because I mean, it was the title of the panel. So.
That's the classiest poop I've ever seen.
I liked him. He seemed really relaxed. He's clearly right in the normal range, type 3 or 4.
He's wearing a white tie.
He is. I like this. But they'll actually use this to diagnose where are you in terms of having constipation versus diarrhea. And your diarrhea tends to occur when that, remember I mentioned that your stomach added a lot of water and acid and stuff and turned your food into this liquid. Well, your large intestine is all about reabsorbing that liquid, and the longer your food, what was your food, stays in the large intestine, the more water gets removed. So it becomes more and more solid. So if it stays in there too long, or you have too slow of movements, you end up on the constipation end. If it goes through too fast, you have too much Taco Bell, you end up farther down on type 6 or maybe even 7. So.
Oh, that you mean any Taco Bell.
What?
You mean any Taco Bell.
Yeah. There's times, no one else gets that urge, I just want anything that really special. Yeah, it's still,
Yes.
I don't know, cheap and broke, yeah. Just,
Do you want the effective representative?
well, you know, before a big date, you gotta do something. Anyway, so we have.
I thought Taco Bell was the big date.
Oh, man, you know me too much. So we have, I also want to talk to you about something called C. difficile. So, and I'm sorry, I haven't taught micro forever, so I've always just call it C. diff or C. difficile. So I'm going to butcher the first name. It's Clostridioides.
That'll work.
Feel free to correct me. Close enough. You agree?
Yeah, it's okay.
Sweet. Okay. I have someone official who says that. So, anyway, so this is a cause of what are called, this is a nosocomial infection, meaning that this is something that's often acquired in hospitals or medical settings. And you acquire this, it mostly happens in older people, and you acquire this after taking normally antibiotics that have upset the balance of the gut bacteria that you have. And C. difficile is now able to sort of get in and colonize. It's one of the few bacteria who are able to make it past the acidity of the stomach and colonize the large intestine, and it causes diarrhea. And this can be a very dangerous situation, particularly for older people who are maybe in some other way medically vulnerable or infirm, because diarrhea, continuous diarrhea, remember you're taking water back out of your poop, that means you're becoming dehydrated if you have a lot of diarrhea. So the most common treatment for C. diff right now is actually vancomycin. It's a type of antibiotic. However, that only has about a 25 to 30% chance of working. So people might take multiple rounds of vancomycin. This can upset other bodily systems, other forms of homeostasis. However, we have a new method of curing this, and that's by eating someone else's poop. So this is called fecal matter transplantation. What they do is they take fecal matter from a very healthy donor, and a lot of times they screen people, and they look for people who are oftentimes related to you, but it's not entirely positive to take someone who lives with you, because they may also be a C. diff carrier, and they will transfer that bacteria either through an endoscope, snaking all the way down through your stomach and your small intestine, or up the other way, and put that poop from your healthy donor into your intestines, because there is so much, remember, poop is 25% bacteria. There's so much healthy gut bacteria that helps maintain maintain your body. And these help, this transplanted fecal matter helps outcompete the C. difficile. And this has about an 85 to 90% success rate. So, which is amazing considering it's non-invasive, it doesn't upset the rest of your body. There are some side effects.
You do have to put poop in your nose.
You do have to, well, yes, it does have to go. Well, that's a tube. But there's no injection. Yeah, you can drink it as a shake. They have capsules. There's a few different ways this can work. So, and what's funny is what's really interesting to me is they're actually looking at this because the gut bacteria, the gut biota, there's such a wide variety of them. We don't understand them very well. We're just getting into that science. And they're looking at this actually at treating other problems. For example, inflammatory bowel diseases, so Crohn's disease, etc. They're looking at transferring using fecal matter transplantation for that. They're even looking at it, of course, for autism, certain autisms that are accompanied by gut problems. So it's a very new and developing science, which I think is really interesting and simultaneously absolutely disgusting. So, and I'm happy to take any questions, or we can move on to the next person, because that was my business stick about getting cured by poop.
I was going to say it's a lot like coprophagy, which is
Coprophagy,
an animal eating its own food, which you'll find with, like, especially those bowls, because equine are very ineffective predators.
Yeah.
So you'll see the bulls eating mom's food, because that way they're getting that gut bacteria infiltrated.
I was just reading about how there's actually a bunch of animals, like pandas and koalas, and I don't remember what else. What? Are they born? They're all born with sterile intestines, so they have to practice coprophagy upon